I mean, we've had a device, a communications device on the stand before, game 2. Wow. I knew Mr. Wright would put up a tough fight, but... Yeah, just when I thought we had him, he'd turn the tables on us. He really is the turnabout terror. The Gyakuten... Gyakusatsu. We can't let him blindside us again. Looks like they've got me again. 3 times in 1 year. That's a new record. Dats, please. No more new records or bad puns while you're at it. It's hard enough trying to help you as it is. Roger that. I'll be more careful next time. Dats, is what Mr. Wright said true? Did you really pay a visit to Dr. Buff that night? Sure did. Can't remember the exact time, though. All I know is he wouldn't hand over the orb. Someone put in his head that we rebels were dangerous. That's why he threw me out. So the doctor was still alive when Dats last saw him. We'll still have to prove it, though. Better brace yourself, son. The next witness's testimony could make or break this case. Yeah, I know. Hey, where's Trucy? She went to go see her dad. Maybe she's still mad. More like worried. Worried that this trial will create a rift between you two. And that you might then leave the agency. She has an active imagination. Excuse me, the trial will be resuming shortly. Well, let's go see what new testimony awaits us. All right, court is back in session. Mr. Wright, you said you had a witness? Your Honor, I would like to call the lone survivor of the doctor's murder to the stand. Wait, he can't mean that Sarge is here? You mean Dr. Buff's reclusive son? How did you get him to cooperate? Nothing a little persuasion couldn't handle. The poor child only agreed to help if it meant catching the killer. Getting a kid like that to overcome his fear. Now that's impressive. This must be really important testimony for the kid to come out in public like this. There's no reason he can't testify without, with a cardboard box over his head. We've done that before. Is there anything we haven't done before? Let's just put that out there. Is there anything that we haven't done in court that's been, anything ridiculous that we've left out? Very well, Mr. Wright. Please call your witness to the stand. Yep, it's the drone. No feet. They always start with the feet. Oh my. Sergeant Buff, at your service, sir. He's here as the drone. Really? Mr. Wright, what exactly is the meaning of this? Past trauma has rendered it impossible for the witness to venture into public. Leaving home was hard enough, and it seems leaving the witness lobby was just too much. But I would still like to continue with testimony delivered via this drone. I understand it must be terrible to lose one's father like that. But testimony via a remote-controlled toy? The flying robot does have a gun. It is absolutely suitable to be on the witness stand. You are absolutely correct. Well, let's take things for a spin and see how it goes. Just who's piloting this trial anyway? The judge sure warmed up to the idea fast. I think the phrase you're looking for is gave up. You disappoint me, Corporal Justice. To think I once called you comrade. We haven't even started the testimony and I'm already taking gunfire. Defending the man who killed Papa? That's full-on treason, soldier. I hereby demote you back to private. Corporal? Private? What's he talking about, Apollo? It's a long story. Now then, are you ready to testify, youngster? Locked and loaded, sir, ready to rain lead down upon the perpetrator. Papa met with someone the night he died. He didn't have eyes on the ground, as I'd already I didn't have eyes on the ground, as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but I did hear him arguing with someone in his study. From my window, I saw the one designated Dats getting ejected from the premises. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time. He must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it. So he was thrown out, but later returned to commit committed the murder. Did he? Yes, Your Honor. So the man my client saw really must have been the fleeing Mr. Arbol. Objection! Right, you backstabbing no good. I didn't kill no one. It's the enemy. Ready all missiles and fire! And we once again have exploded the courtroom. Capitalist pig, I'll turn you into pork stroganoff. And that's just a taste of my ultimate anti-swine weapon. Whoa, it fires missiles too? Yes, well, the witness is all yours, Mr. Justice. Never mind that Dots is dead now. I wish they didn't have the drone noise all the time, every single time this is on the screen, but oh well. Yeah, this doesn't make much sense. That does seem suspicious. He kept hiding behind trees and telephone poles and stealing glances at our house. Well, he couldn't exactly leave without the orb. I bet he was angry that he'd been kicked out.
Hold it!
But don't you keep your front door unlocked? If so, then anyone could have got in. That's true. Papa didn't keep our house locked up. He said there was no need because there were only good people in Karain Village. Yet he ended up dead anyway. Only a monster could do what they did to my kind, trusting Papa. There will be no mercy. I vow swift and terrible vengeance. I'll carpet bomb the killer with everything in my arsenal. Again, there is no need. While I sympathize with you, witness, you will refrain from firing Gatling guns in this court. Wow. Judge taking a strong anti-lethal weapon stance in his courtroom for once. So Sarge saw Dats too, just when I thought things couldn't get any worse. I wonder why he hung around after being thrown out. I hate to say this, but if Dats is proven to be the killer, we'll lose the orb to the plaintiff. So our only option is to prove the Defiant Dragons had nothing to do with the murder. Arguing with someone, did you hear who it was or what they said? What was the argument about? I heard things like, where's the orb? And are you Defiant Dragons really criminals? It sounded really volatile, like a war might break out any second. So the two of them had an argument when Dats came to get the orb. Did you see or hear anything else? Yeah, I heard them arguing, and then silence. Threatening to fire a Gatling gun, fine. Firing them once, slides. Missiles, a-okay. Fire that Gatling gun a second time, boy howdy, you'll get a stern talking to. One more time, there will be a finger waggle involved.
Hold it!
How was Mr. Arbol acting? Like a conquered trooper retreating with his tail... like a conquered trooper retreating with his... Wait, you can't retreat if you were conquered. You can get beat. Conquered is rather final. Like a conquered trooper retreating with his tail between his legs. A trooper? Well, I guess he does dress like he's in the military. I bet those two would have really hit it off had they met under different circumstances. Yeah, I can see that. So the defeated soldier was expelled, but that wasn't the end.
Hold it!
Your father met with someone. Could you be more specific? No. I was in the midst of a crucial defensive siege operation. Right. You're referring to how you don't leave your room, correct? You never know where the enemy might be lurking outside the siege perimeter. What about, you know, school? Oh, I don't go to boot camp. I'm a soldier. A sergeant doesn't associate with rookies still too green to fight. With a kid like this, I bet Dr. Buff won't be getting any rest in the afterlife either. It was very brave of you to come to the courthouse today. What was that you said about a siege defense? That, well...
Hold it!
Sarge, I've always wondered. Who or what are you battling? That's... Kinsoku Jiko desu. Even so, it may be relevant to this case. I don't know if you're the right person to be asking about things like that. That's right. Such matters need to be handled with a certain delicacy. Oh, I guess curiosity got the better of me. You're all talk and no action, soldier. Out on the battlefield, it ain't the number of pretty words in your repertoire, but the number of bullets in your gun belt that counts. For you to say, you're the one with all of them. You're the one with all of them. Please tell me. Okay. Alright, so I've pressed on everything. Look through stuff with here without the helicopter, thank you. Are we going to argue that he should have been able to see the argument because he owns a drone, so doesn't he use it to spy on his father all the time? So, I mean, what he's saying doesn't fit with what Paul Attition was just saying. That, hey, I saw Dats fleeing, and at the same time, I looked in the window and saw that Dr. Buff was dead. He's saying, oh, no, he, Oh, I guess that is in the... Okay, here's what we needed. Saw him fleeing the scene the night of the murder.
Objection!
I'm right. Don't do it. Come on. My logic there is absolutely sound. Unless I presented it on the wrong one?
Objection!
What do you want from me? Titian saw Dats fleeing the scene the night of the murder, and here's a picture of it. Right? Because we don't think that he lingered. If he did linger in the area, then that directly contradicts. Is it going to be that from where he is, he from his window, he shouldn't be able to see?
Objection!
Nope, that wasn't it either. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the helicopter sound. I'll try presenting it on the fourth one, because I already... Here and here I tried presenting the picture. Present it here too.
Objection!
Nope, that wasn't it. Oh man, yeah, the heavy metal Jesus guy.
Hold it!
The thing that I keep trying to present is the picture, because the description in it says Titian saw Dats fleeing the scene the night of the murder, because Paul said that he was standing by the tree, he saw Dats fleeing, and looked in the window and saw the doctor dead, which contradicts this testimony that we're getting right now, where he's saying he got kicked out, I saw him lingering in the area, he must have gone back into the house later and killed the doctor. So I've tried presenting this on all three of the things about him getting kicked out and then hanging around and then coming back in and killing him. When do we think he went and hid the orb? Before he talked to Dats? Because that could complicate things. I guess that's true. That is, you raise a good point. Paul could have just seen the second time that Dots left, not the first. Because he didn't say anything about, oh, they were arguing. Right. Right. Alright, so I'm now wondering, is the idea that Dots went to the house, they argued, Dots left, and then after that, Dr. Buff took the orb, went to the mountain, and hid it, and then came back, and then was killed. If so, then I guess the raincoat or something is going to prove, hey, he did stuff after. Yeah, everything's really uncertain because we don't know when this conversation with what's his name happened. I'm just gonna ask for a hint. Is it just me, or does that statement sound a bit dubious? You know what? You're right. Thanks, Athena. Anytime. Oh, wait, she tells... So that's the statement? I would not have guessed that.
Objection!
So the contradiction is he said I couldn't see because I was in my room. We're going to say, no, you have a drone. The drone contradicts your statement because it proves that you can always see what's going on in the house, even though it's not really true. So are you hiding something from me? How dare you question your superior officer like that? You want to get in on this stroking off action with Pig Boy over there, soldier? I'm sorry, but I'm afraid lawyers are missile-proof. Well, that would be an advantage in court if it were true. But I don't think it is true. What? Would the defense care to explain? It's simple, Your Honor. Just as he is able to see what is happening in the court right now, Sarge was able to see what was happening in the study then. With his cherished drone, of course. Ah, now that you mention it. And to think the answer was right before our eyes this whole time. Sarge, you were perfectly capable of, yes, but was he doing it? You were perfectly capable of patrolling the study that night, so you must have seen something. I'm hit! What is this strange new weaponry you're using against me? I would like to know as well. Lawyers all along have been missile-proof, and I've had a psychic bullet of some kind? I don't know which key that is that I'm supposed to push. Psychic bullets that are effective against helicopters. He said he couldn't. I guess. I didn't. It might have said couldn't. Fair enough. Courtroom warriors don't use guns or missiles because evidence is our weapon of choice, and the evidence has exposed your bald-faced lie. My truth bomb, Sarge, has stripped your defenses bare. Truth bomb? No! Mayday, mayday, I'm going down. Oh my, are you alright? Evidence. Never have I seen such fearsome ordnance. They spelled it right. Tell it to us straight, Sarge. Apollo killed the witness. Guilty. After all, you want to help your father, don't you? Papa. Yes, you want to find out who killed him, don't you? So please, tell us what you saw that night. It's not what you think. I didn't see anything. I swear. You sure? You seem awfully stressed for someone who didn't see anything. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're not fine. Sarge. You need to answer my question. Shut your pie hole, maggot. It'll be a scorching day in Siberia before a lowly private like you orders me around. What's with him in Siberia, of all places? But if a scorching day is what it'll take, then maybe it's time to turn up the heat. Hey, Athena. You think a therapy session might help? Well, it could help alleviate some of his anxiety. Plus, I'm picking up a lot of discord in Sarge's voice. That usually means the patient wants to say something but can't for some reason. It could also be that the audio codec that he's using is the same one as Discord. And in Sarge's case, I imagine whatever's plaguing him is pretty severe. In that case, I leave it to you and your mood matrix magic. You got it. Excuse me, it's not magic, this is science? Your Honor, I believe I can be of help here. Time for a therapy session, is it, Ms. Sykes? Yes. It will help the witness with his anxiety, maybe even enough to testify. Then by all means, please bring the poor child out into the light of day. Oh, but I assume this will be all right with you, Mr. Wright? Why not? It's not like we all haven't been through this before. What are you butting in for, lady? There ain't a place on this battlefield for you. I beg to differ, Sarge. This G.I. Jane's always ready for a fight in the courtroom. And wait until you see what I've got in my arsenal. Analytical psychology. With it, I'm going to blow a big ol' hole in the armor you've built around your heart. First evidence, now analytical psychology? Where are these WMDs coming from? If it's a battle you want, bring it on. You may have started this war, but I'm going to end it. Corpse Woman Sykes. Core Woman? Is the S silent? You got it, Sarge. Time to seek out the agony buried deep in your heart. Brace yourself. We learned that from Data. I stayed in my room with my drone that evening. I heard Dots and Papa arguing with each other. Dots got kicked out, but I saw him still hanging around outside. I was in my room, so I didn't know Papa was dead until the next day. So I'm looking for unexpected emotions and unnatural reactions, right? Athena, isn't that your job? Why do I have to do it? Right, emotions and reactions that don't fit the content of his testimony. When you find one, make sure you point it out to me. Also, remember not to view his emotional reactions in isolation. Sometimes it's important to see how they change from one statement to the next. Okay, I'll give it a try. Does it maybe not make sense that he's more sad and shocked? What was out there? Well, he's less surprised here, which That's strange. You reacted with shock when you discovered your father's body, yet you weren't nearly as shocked then as when you saw Mr. Arble. Normally, you would expect the death of one's father to be much more impactful. Enemy fire! Direct hit! That is strange. I wonder what it could mean. Well, we know he wasn't as affected by his father's death as he should have been, and I think I know why. Oh? Sarge, you weren't as shocked at seeing your father's body as you were at seeing Mr. Arnold because... yeah, let's say this. Maybe the truth is you left your room that night, and that's when you saw it. And that's when I saw it. Your father's body. I saw no such thing. Really? You didn't see his body? Alright then. What did you see? Look, Apollo, we've lost some noise. So just as I suspected, he really did see something. Sarge, please, tell us what you saw. Ooh, but... The moment I saw it, oh, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't stand to lose yet another loved one. Huh? Am I missing something here? Is that why you weren't very shocked when you found out your father was dead? Because you had already sensed that he was a goner somehow? Maybe. Please, Sarge, what was it you saw on the night of your father's murder? I saw... heard... What's happening? I don't like where this is going. It stole a necklace? I've confiscated your little toy. The battlefield has no place for unauthorized equipment. Widget! Apollo, I can't continue the session without him. Calm yourself this instant, witness. I hereby order you to submit to your therapy session. What in blazes? Look at me. I'm judge, jury, and executioner now. I hereby convene a military tribunal. I'm going to allow this. Whoa, whoa. This has gone way too far. This has gone farther than that time that a guy built brought a working bomb into the courtroom. This has gone farther than the I don't know. There have been a lot of things. I can't pick. I can't choose. I can't choose the number of times that we've gone farther than this. This has gone way too far. Bailiff, arrest that drone this instant. Roar! Stop resisting. If you don't come quietly, I'll... Why aren't we showing this? This is an actual mass murder. Phew, finally got him back. Nice work. This witness is truly a handful. Kids these days, whippersnappers, the lot of them. I like how the bailiff doesn't just go outside the courtroom and tackle the kid out there who is flying the drone. Miss Sykes, what's the witness's current fucking logical state? Let's see. He's emotionally all over the map. So his out-of-control emotions are in control of him, huh? Does that mean we can calm him down if we figure out the root cause? Yes, so let's see what we can find. Sarge, can you hear me? Ooh. Is that you, Core Woman Sykes? I'm here. Now, I want you to take a few deep breaths. Just try to relax. Try it with me. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. The judge's order was arrest the drone, but the judge is dumb. And now, let your emotions take you where they will. Go on, just let it all out. All forces attack. Why did you tell them to do this? This is now your fault, Athena. It's the least relaxing breathing exercise I've ever seen. Stats was still hanging around after he got kicked out when I heard more fighting and I got worried about Papa. So I left my room, but suddenly I got dizzy and passed out. It's okay though, it's a drone, it has robot eyes, it can still see what's going on after it's Oh no. Someone went unconscious and they're being incinerated? Is this the final He-10 style stream? Is this the climax of the stream and of my life? I remember a flame lighting up the room, and Papa grinning with delight. That's when he must have been killed, if only I hadn't passed out. He hit him with a blue box? What is this?
Got it!
Oh. That doesn't seem... I thought usually when there was like a vague item that was always the answer. Oh, I don't need no clues. Person's personality and past shapes their emotional responses. Consider everything you know about Sarge. That's where you'll find the clues you need. Everything I know about Sarge.
Got it!
Nope. Okay, is it the fire? Sure.
Got it!
I guess I kind of misunderstood what's happening during these probe sessions. That it's what is the thing causing the person distress, and it's just okay. He doesn't like fire. That's it. Sarge, you were overcome with shock and fear when you saw those flames, weren't you? Was I? Yes. Just 6 months ago. Just 6 months ago, you and your mother were caught up in an arsonist's blaze, so it's no wonder you would be extremely scared of fire. Yes, that does make sense. And maybe, just maybe, your subconscious fear of fire was what caused you to withdraw from the world. What do you mean, Core Woman Sykes? In the outside world, you were bound to come across all sorts of fire. Candles, cigarettes, heck, even the grill at a diner. Even if it's not that often, just the idea that you might see them grew bigger and bigger until you couldn't shut it out. As you know, your mother burned to death. Remember that. This is how you calm someone down, Serp. I think you might be onto something. Candles, cigarettes, just thinking about them sends a chill down my spine. Wow, the things I take for granted. Now I see. I was afraid of the fire. Strange, I didn't even realize it myself. About that fire, Sarge, can you tell me what it was burning? Just stay calm, and maybe something will come to you. We've got it. We figured out the cure for phobias, for crippling phobias and anxiety that prevent people from living normal lives. Whatever, just stay calm. Dadoy. Oh, Oh, I'm starting to remember. It was that relic. What? That relic Papa was studying. It was on fire. His real name is Joe. Hono Joe. Wouldn't that be lovely? The orb was on fire? Mm-hmm. It's still kind of fuzzy. But yes, the orb was burning right in front of Papa. And there, in the flames, was Mama? Yes, now I remember. I saw Mama appear amid the dancing flames. Wait, what? All right. What's going on here? Maybe it's a memory from the fire that killed his mother. He might be confusing it with what really happened when his father died. So let me guess. More therapy? You mean you haven't fixed this guy yet? But this time it seems there's an inconsistency in his statements, and I think we should be able to prove it with the evidence at hand. How about your mother's autopsy report that proves she couldn't have been... Oh, but wait, somebody could have spirit channeled her. I hope this inconsistency is the key to proving that the relic really is the Founder's Orb. Dats was still hanging around after he got kicked out when I heard more fighting, and I got worried about Papa. I got dizzy and passed out. I remember flame lighting up the room, Papa grinning with delight. The relic was on fire, and I saw Mama's face inside. That's when Papa must have been killed. Okay, well, the orb doesn't appear to be on fire here. That is a problem. The relic was lit AF. Is this the contradiction that Dots wasn't inside? Here's Dots outside, and now here he is inside. Ever? Where have you been all my life? You watched all the VODs of it, and now I'm 3 minutes from ending, so you also have to watch the VOD for this one. But that's okay. You can watch it on fast forward, which honestly is probably the better way of watching my stream. Nobody wants to actually watch me at normal speed. I've watched so many of my YouTubes at 2 times speed now. I can't watch myself at normal speed anymore. It's terrible. Okay, so he hid it. He hid this before he died, so he couldn't have been holding it when he was killed.
Objection!
You don't? You should. I recommend it. Even at least a little bit. At least 1.25. I talk way too slowly in normal life. Don't blame yourself, Sarge. After all, even if you hadn't passed out, the outcome would have been the same. What do you mean? I'm talking about the time of death. Your father wasn't killed right after you left your room. What? Explain yourself at once, Private Justice. You said you saw your father burning the orb, right? But that night, he went out to hide it in a cave. So, what you saw, Sarge, was something that happened before your father left to hide the orb. Ah. So you see? Tornado and wind and gale. Yeah. A bit silly. But not terrible. Not terrible the way that the case before was terrible with names. So you see, you didn't pass out right before he was killed. You passed out right before he left for the cave to hide the orb in the ruins within. So even if I hadn't passed out, that's right, the outcome would have been exactly the same. That's because your father, Dr. Puff, was killed after he returned from the ruins. And therefore, Sarge, there's no need for you to blame yourself. Oh, I see. Dots, dots, dots. Whirling helicopter blades and dots. Private Justice. Can you really say I bear no blame in this? Why do you ask? Because the truth is, if I hadn't engaged in my siege defense, Papa would still be alive. Sarge. Papa wished nothing more than for me to lead a happy, healthy life. Oh, yeah, I think somebody else said something about that. Did they? No, maybe I made it up. Papa wished nothing more than for me to lead a happy, healthy life. That's why he quit his job and moved us out, away from the big city. But even then, I didn't have the courage to set foot into the outside world. And in the end, I failed to make Papa's wish come true. It's a drone. The real witness is out in the witness lobby, wherever that is, talking into a microphone. Because he's too shy. Sarge, if you want to make your father's wish come true, if that's what you really want, then who's to say it's too late? Why don't you take the first step now? My first step? That's right, you can cast off all your regret. You can stop standing still and start moving forward. You have the power within you. I know from experience. I know what it's like to feel like you do. But only you can decide to take that first step. She's like, my parents too were killed by anime. Everybody in the world knows what you're going through right now because all of our parents were killed by anime. If you don't change your tactics now, Sarge, the victory you seek and the war you're waging will always lie beyond your grasp. A drone with rockets and a Gatling gun, yes. I think I understand now. I've made up my mind. As of this moment, I will suspend my siege defense indefinitely. I knew it was going to be a girl. Didn't I say? I didn't say, but I had a feeling. Well, we will learn all about Sarge, Lady Sarge. Why is... No, wait. The entrance to the building is on the second floor, right? The entrance to the building is on the second floor, and so is their room. Still, though, yeah, why get a 2-story building then? second floor at the top of a staircase, meaning, right, so the first floor is like a basement. It's not like they need to go upstairs to get to the room. Anyway. But yeah, you would think. Just get a single floor dwelling. It'll be fine. Oh, yes. You're so right? That's a good point. The only entrance to the building is up the stairs to the second floor, then you go in, and then there's just a first floor that has no exits. It's not like, yeah, I guess somehow I assumed it was like built into the side of a hill or something. I didn't really put much thought into it. I just went, it probably makes sense. It did not make sense. It did not. Right, she literally never leaves the house, but she's supposed to. That's the whole... Oh, it's so silly because they could have gotten around this too. They could have just not done that, right? I mean, the people making the game. Maybe we'll find something out. Maybe it's like, you know, he read and so he... That's what it is. He's into homeopathy, so he thinks that if you want somebody to be able to walk, you just need to dilute a small amount of not being able to walk into the world. So he has a building that you can't escape in a wheelchair, but it's just one building in the whole earth. So that counts as a cure. I'm not a hikikomori. I'm just in a wheelchair, and my father was an idiot. Oh man, this is great. I hate to end on this note, but it is 9:00, so it's time to go. More of this on Thursday. Clearly, I am enjoying the game now more than I was for like the first 3 cases. Case 4 was fun, even if it was short. And Case 5 is turning out to be very funny as well. So I hope you guys can make EverX. Thank you for showing up. I'm glad to hear that even if you are not able to always make it to the streams, that you're still enjoying the streams by watching them afterwards. And I really, 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 super really, 500 or so reallys should get around to putting this stuff up on YouTube so that it is not lost forever. I have it, and I just haven't been doing it. So, I'll have to get to work on that. He 10 lied, and I will see you guys on Thursday for more of this.